Hi, Brian from Brian's Art for Animals here, and welcome to my channel. And hopefully you've been watching a few videos, or some of you have been watching my videos for years and years. And the majority of my videos, of course, I take you on safari. And the most popular question I get when I do the safari videos, and people will send me a question or two, or if I bring people to Africa or India, is what do I bring, and more so, what do I wear? So I'm going to start from head to toe, I guess. And we'll just begin right now. Now for heads, I always tell safari hat. It's one of the few times that you can ever wear a safari hat and not look like a dork because you're actually going on safari. Like I said, I'll be talking a lot about trips to India and Africa, and that's kind of a hotter climate, obviously. So if you're going on a cold safari somewhere to look at an emperor penguin or something like that, it's probably not the video for you. But anyway, back to Africa and India safaris. Lots of sun, obviously. A lot of these places have a rainy season and then a peak season, which is the tourist season, which is a little bit warmer and hotter and has lots of sun. So you always want to protect yourself with sun. A good safari hat will do that, as well as a ball cap. If you don't want to go full safari, okay, I get it. You want to be a little bit cool out there, hip. Wear a ball cap. Any kind of cap. And keep in mind that your neck is going to get a lot of sun. You're either in an open air Jeep, sun hitting you from all angles. Even when you're kind of in the forest or in the shade, you think the sun's not too powerful. Trust me, it can do a lot of hurting on you in a little bit of time. Or you can be on an enclosed Jeep. A lot of the times, my recent safaris in Tanzania is in an enclosed Jeep. But if you got your head poking out trying to take pictures or film, or if you're looking through the side, and of course the sun is coming at you at all kinds of angles, it just really helps to protect yourself. And also, of course, within the items that you bring, like toothpaste and soap and all that stuff, you always want to, of course, have the strongest sunscreen you can stand. Now, moving also on your head, you want to bring your glasses if you wear glasses, contacts. I don't wear contacts, but I do wear glasses, so I make sure I bring my glasses, of course, a hardy case, because things are going to get all jostled around on a plane right there, and also in the safari Jeeps. I've heard people complain about contacts if they do get sand and stuff like that, so be prepared for that. I also like to bring sunglasses, obviously, with the sun. As I said, with the hats, you want to protect yourself as much as possible. Also for the face, this year I'm actually going to try a scarf. I see a lot of people out there in the Jeeps wearing a bandana. Of course, they're not holding up a bank or two, they're just trying to protect themselves with lots of dirt. The Jeeps, if they follow each other, the roads or the trails they use have lots of dirt, get all over you. So to not swallow so much, you kind of protect yourself that. And also will protect yourself from the sun. Now moving to your chest, of course, for long sleeve shirts, I don't like wearing a lot of sunscreen if I don't have to. So if I can get my sleeves longer, that's of course a little bit more area that's protected. I found these, actually bought these a few years ago when I went to Malaysia. They're supposed to have insect repellent attached to the shirts, or sprayed within the shirt somehow. I have read a lot of reviews online that say it obviously won't last forever. So if you clean and wash the shirts X amount of times, obviously the repellent won't be as strong. I only really wear these on safari to try to keep that insect repellent stuff in these shirts as strong as possible. I picked these up on Amazon and just search insect repellent shirts or something like that. As far as them working, I thought they worked. I thought they did pretty good. In Malaysia, I really didn't have any problems with insects, besides some hornets that I went into, but that's another story. You can watch the video on that one. Also, you'll see a lot of earth tones. There's a lot of reasons for that. You kind of want to blend in. Jeeps are usually brown. A lot of the clothing is brown. You just kind of want to blend into the earth, kind of earth tones. You don't want to go out with a big pink hat or a big pink shirt. It gets a little distracting out there if you're wearing all kinds of stuff. And there are people that tell you that the more brightness, obviously when you're walking around or in the Jeeps, you're going to get a lot of stuff on them because it kicks up a lot of dirt. So you don't really want to bring anything that's going to show lots of dirt, as well as it could be attracting flies too. So you just want to stick with the earth tones as possible. So for shirts, yeah, you can also obviously do short sleeve. It gets really hot. It's good to have long sleeve, or bring a sweatshirt or even a sweater, sweat coat, something like that. So that way in AM when it's a little bit cooler, and the sun isn't quite full and you aren't in the hottest part of the afternoon, of course you want to bring something like a hoodie or something like that. It's usually what I bring. And it's easy to obviously take off when you're out in Jeeps and your Jeeps are out there longer and it starts getting hotter and you have lots of layers. It's good to layer up because it can get from really, really chilly in the AM to really, really hot around lunch to really, really chilly again in the PM. And also being from the Chicago area, traveling to the airport, a lot of my safaris I go January, February, which obviously very cold area here. I still try to wear kind of as small coat as possible. Of course, I'm just there at the airport to get onto the plane eventually. That way I'm not traveling around the world with a big winter coat or anything like that. It is kind of a pain when you come back home, kind of cold, waiting for your ride at the airport, but I'd rather be a little bit cold to and from the airport than have this big winter coat on me all the time. Another thing is vest. It's again with the safari hat. A few times you can actually wear safari vest, not look like an idiot. It's really good if you have like you want to put your fly repellent or your sunscreen, all the little things here. And obviously, if you're a photographer or shooting a lot of video, the more pockets for your camera lenses and all that stuff, easier to read out there. Now we go down to your pants. Of course, you want to get light pants. You don't really need to bring a big pair of blue jeans out there or anything like that. These light pants are also comfortable to fly there in. Of course, flying there, you may have long flights. To India, for me, it's about a 14.5-hour flight and then a 4-hour flight, how I go. So you want to be comfortable, obviously, on the plane. And these pants you bring on safari are also pretty comfortable to hang out on the plane. They are the kind that zip off from shorts to pants, which is neat. Like I said, it can get really cold in the AM, really hot around lunch, and really cold again in the PM. So it's nice to have that option to go pants or shorts. These are Columbia, but there's lots of brands on Amazon. You can usually get safari pants, the ones that zip on, zip out. I usually bring one pair of pants and maybe one pair of shorts. And that brings me up, which I should have actually said at the beginning of this video, is I try to fit all my clothes in this little bag here, and I try to fit all my camera stuff and one extra set of clothes just in case this gets lost in here. So important stuff in here and just kind of the clothes in here. I like to travel. Through the years I've learned the least amount of stuff you can bring is awesome. You don't want to overpack for a safari. A lot of my trips are just 2 weeks or so, just under 2 weeks, so it's not a need to bring an outfit for every 24 hours. What I usually do is bring half that. The first time I went, I brought shorts, underwear, socks, hat, shirt for like every 24 hours I had outfit, which was kind of excessive. Now I go, maybe I'll bring 4 outfits for a 10-day safari. And how I clean that, a lot of the camps will have an option. The people will do your laundry for you for a fee, or you can bring a little thing of Tide soap or something. They sell like little travel packets. You can clean it in the sink yourself. Or here's a tip for you, and this is what I've been, how I've been cleaning my clothes for the last few safaris, actually for a long time now on safaris. What I'll do is I'll say I'm on my last outfit. I'll take all my laundry that I've worn. If I'm at the camp in the shower, of course you want to shower quick, conserve lots of water. What you do is line up all your filthy clothes on the ground. Take a shower as you're doing your shampoo and the soap, all that's hitting your clothes, so to speak. You can kind of use your feet to kind of stomp in them, stomp them out. You enter the shower, rinse yourself off, hurry up and rinse your clothes, and then usually, like I said, it's pretty hot on safari. You can hang them around your tent. Just make sure to bring your clothes in the evening time because you can get your clothes stolen by animals, as well as make sure the camp's okay with it. If you're at a high-end camp, they're probably not going to want you to do your laundry and have it hanging all over the place. I usually don't go to really high-end camps, so I don't have a problem with that. But there's a tip for it. It's an easy way to do your laundry and not have to bring so much clothes on safari. Like I said, you want to travel as light as possible. If you're heading from camp to camp, I think on the safaris I do in Tanzania, you should go to like 3 or 4 camps. So all the things I bring are going to have to go from camp to camp in someone's Jeep. So I don't want to have them have to bring all this stuff just because I'm traveling around. Oh, and I also bring this. So I bring a pack for my clothes, big travel one that I check in, the big black bag, and I added a little bit of tape because everyone in the world and their friends have black luggage things, so kind of split that up. And then I bring this for all my camera gear. And like I said, one outfit just in case the other bag gets lost. But then within the camera gear, I also bring this little pouch pack. And this is for my cameras that I'm just using out there. And I know everyone in the world has phones. You can take good pictures and video with this. But I say splurge a little bit and try to get, you don't have to get top of line camera, but just get some kind of camera. This is a Canon. It's pretty old, about 8 years old or so. Probably just a few hundred. Not too expensive at all. It's not pro quality, or not a pro camera, but you can get really good quality pictures. And that way, it has a little bit of a zoom. Obviously, this is a smaller lens. Another tip for the camera, I'll just get in the camera stuff for a while now, is when I travel, I'll take my long lens and I'll put it on, and I won't take it off at all in the Jeeps or on camp, because there's lots of dirt in the air, and one little speck can show up in all your pictures. So I've learned that the hard way. So if I bring a long lens, I'll attach it on here, and I will leave it on for the whole trip. For close-up pictures and stuff like that, I have a little camera that I bring that'll also shoot a little bit of video. So if I'm seeing something really cool, I'll shoot video with my video camera I'm using to film this, and then I'll have that little camera that I can also shoot video. So that way if anything gets lost in one card or the other, I have it in 2 cards. But that's that. Another thing on a pants level of things is a little travel pouch, travel wallet, something like that. These, of course, are really nice to put all your, passport, your credit cards, all the important stuff, currency. And you want to, of course, not advertise that you have this. I've actually seen people walking around parts of towns that aren't so great with this on the outside, just cruising around, and oh, I'll pay for that here. You never want to advertise what you got where. So I always keep this the inside of my shirt, and don't really, if I have to pay for something, I try to find the spot. If I'm in the Jeep, I haven't left the Jeep yet or anything, I try to take out a little bit of what I think I'm going to spend and just kind of have it handy, so I'm not opening this up in front of a lot of people. If you're out there on safari, usually your only worry are the animals. But obviously, to get to point A to point B on safari, sometimes you travel through some towns and you're going to be a tourist and you're going to stand out. No matter how much you think you may blend in, you're obviously going to stand out. So as well as you would travel to any large city in the United States, Europe, you always want to put your street smarts on you. The same thing if you're in India or Africa, traveling on safari from town to town. You always want to be smart out there. Of course, now we're got through the pants, bring pants, shorts. The lodge has a pool or something. Bring swimming trunks. I've swam in a lot of pools and times that they thought it was too cold, but for me, I love it. So even if it's off season for the place you're at to go swimming, sometimes they'll just leave the pool. Sometimes it's just, here in the US we use lots of chlorine and stuff like that. Sometimes there it's just a cement hole with a bunch of water in it, but it's always fun to go swimming. For your shoes, I like hiking shoes. I've had these for, you can tell, I've had them for about 5 years, which is pretty long life considering the wear and tear that I put on them. I don't like a full boot, a little too much, a little too hot, but the hiking shoes I would for sure get. I wouldn't really go over there just in sneakers or anything like that. Gym shoes, I would try to get a good hiking shoe. As for socks, I usually like to bring the longer pair, not this kind. A lot of flies and other things like that crawl up on you. I like to have a little more protection, so I bring longer socks. To each its own, but I would bring the longer socks. A cloth belt, a lot of airports, of course, all the security that you have to go through. If you have a belt like this, I always have you take it off, but these material ones, they don't care about, so it'll help you get through security quicker. If you're like me, you just want to get the heck through security as quick as possible. But unfortunately, I always seem to get pulled out of the security lines. Either they're scanning the camera stuff, they don't know quite what it is, or I just look like somebody that needs to be pulled out of security line. But I'm usually pulled out of line, and I have to show them everything and then pack it in. And that's also a good reason why you want to bring less is more kind of mentality, just in case you get security. And you do have to unpack it and repack in front of them. It's happened to me quite a number of times. Not bringing a cat on safari, no. So for camera gear, like I said, I am not a professional. I sell pictures at art shows sometimes. Of course, been YouTubing for over 10 years and lots of clips on YouTube, but I still don't consider myself a professional photographer. So if you're a professional photographer and looking for professional hints and all that stuff, probably not going to have too much for you or be able to fill you in on that. But if you're just kind of a hobbyist like I am, like I said, I want to bring my camera gear. I want to have it all fit in here. So I'll bring my camera with the long lens. I'll bring my little point and shoot thing that I can also film with on that. Then I'll bring my main video camera there. I also like to bring a GoPro, and that's just to get some shots. You don't want to be too annoying. I see people on safari, they'll have these way out of the Jeep and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of, I like to be low key. You know, I don't like drop too much tension everywhere, but you know, little shots. This screen get really wide, so it's a nice shot of you can get the Jeep and the things you're seeing on that. So I do like to bring the GoPro. I also, for the last few safaris, though I don't use a lot of footage or pictures from it, I'll bring my trail cam and ask the camp, is there a tree or a tent pole or somewhere I can put this on for the 2 or 3 evenings on that camp, and then just see what I've got. I've gotten some pretty cool pictures and footage over the last few safaris, so it's always worth it. Keep in mind though that if you do put it out there and there are hyenas in line and stuff, you want to bring, I don't have it handy, but there's a steel case that you could put with it, and it'll fit in that case. You don't really want to trust the plastic out there in case the animal gets a hold of it. You probably do want that steel case. And then you will, at the airport, have to explain what this is. Every time I've flown with my trail camera, the security person has asked me what it is. I guess it looks kind of weird in their x-ray machine. Always bring all your chargers for everything. I like to lay everything out, the camera stuff, at least a few evenings before. I know I'm going to fly out. Just go over everything, charge everything. Lots of batteries. I usually bring 4 for my video camera and 2 for each of the other cameras. Of course, charging things, you always want your adapter. You always want to make sure you know where you're heading to and have the proper adapter for the area. Whether it's India or Africa, you always want to look up what you need. Being from the United States, obviously you always need the adapter. A lot of equipment can switch the voltage, but you still need a way to plug it in. Another thing I'm going to do this safari is bring a monopod. Usually in the Jeep you don't have the room or the time to set up a big tripod, but this is just kind of one little stick and holding it. I've also used my sweatshirt to put at the window sill, I guess, of the Jeep, and put my camera on that. You want to hold it as steady as possible to get as clear of a picture as possible. And if you're filming, of course, you want to hold that steady as possible too. A lot of people on YouTube will upload some really cool animal stuff, but they're kind of excited and they're up and they're just keeping track of it, but not keeping track of what they're seeing, but not that they're also filming it with their phone or with the video camera. You do kind of want to hold that still in case you get something exciting. Also, you do want to have time with no cameras or phones or anything like that. Make sure you're allowing yourself time to just enjoy what you're seeing. We live in an age where everyone's attached to their phone and cameras and stuff, and myself as well. I'm always trying to get good film footage for you, the YouTube people. But you do want to just sit back sometimes, no cameras, and just enjoy. You're in Africa, you're in India, you're seeing an elephant, you're seeing a lion, you're seeing a tiger. Sit back and enjoy that moment. It's awesome. So another travel tip is when you bring, say you were going to bring a t-shirt that you don't really like that much, you can use it to wrap souvenirs to come home with, or you can just kind of throw it out there, or throw it at the airport. Some of the trips, like I said, I'll bring a few outfits, but then the shirts for those outfits are ones that have kind of seen their heyday and on their way out, so I'll just kind of throw out the shirts on the way home, so that way when I'm bringing home souvenirs or anything, I'm actually traveling equal or lighter than when I went to the place. Another thing are socks. If you have an old pair of socks, you just want to use the socks that you bring. I'll actually use socks to wrap the camera lens in. You have your camera cover, it won't get scratched, but I'll actually put this part into a sock when I pack it. so if it's hitting other camera gear and stuff like that, it won't get scratched. Like I said, if you're professional, you probably have camera bags and all that. I don't bring camera bags. I want to have as less junk to bring as possible, so I just fit all my cameras, lenses, chargers, everything in here. Like I said, I'll just put things in socks or roll them up in shirts so they don't get at each other. So another tip with the camera, not so much for a little point and shoot. Here it is that I bring to get a little pictures and video. Not pictures of animals far away or anything like that, but just like pictures of people in the Jeeps and hanging out. I bring a little point and shoot for that. But for all the wildlife, I bring this kind of camera now. What I do when I'm in the Jeep is I actually face the camera to me and kind of put it into my chest. That way the dirt doesn't always get on the lens. If you're in an area that you know you're going to have lots of action, you may not have time to always take the cover off, put it on, take it off, put it on. So I'll just take it off and I'll just put that lens to my chest. That way it kind of gets less dirt. You will find yourself the whole trip cleaning off your lens all the time. Another tip, or just a general comment on safari, is please be respectful to the animals. Look at it as you are entering their house. You wouldn't want somebody coming in your house screaming and clapping your hands trying to get you to turn your head to look at them for a picture or anything like that. So look at it that way. You are entering their house. So please be respectful to the animals and make sure your Jeep driver is being respectful for the animals. 90% of the drivers I've had have been amazing. They know so much about the animals and the parks and all that, but sometimes you will get a driver that's in it for the tips, and they're going to try to get you closer than any other Jeep is, or sometimes unfortunately actually harass the animals. I've seen it happen. So if that's happening on you, be sure to tell your driver, hey, we don't want to harass these animals. Good rule of thumb is if you're going to disturb the animal's movement, then you're too close. If an elephant's walking or a lion's walking, it has to go around your Jeep because you're driving up to it. Or if you're driving up to a sleeping lion, then it wakes up and sees the Jeep so close and it moves. If you've disturbed that animal's way, then you're probably too close. So be respectful out there, please, to the animals, and enjoy yourselves. Now, another popular question I get is shots. What shots do I need to go to Africa or India? Every country has its own list. You want to go to the Center of Disease Control's website, see what they say you have to have. Some places you do have to have shots. A lot of the places I go, you don't really have to have anything if you come from the United States. They suggest stuff. In the past, I've gotten some things they've suggested, and the others I haven't. I encourage everyone that's watching this to travel, especially travel internationally. Head on safaris. If you love animals, I tell you, Africa and India, there's amazing places to go to see lots of wildlife. Pack light, have a great time. Be sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.